Who is the man behind the music?
Well, honestly, I'm a man who's had a lot of struggles in my life, and I just kind of keep pushing through everything, just making life just a little bit better. You take the things that are thrown at you every single day, and as long as you take the good out of everything, I think you can turn like a really your life's picture into something like beautiful. That's who I am, and that's what I like to portray with a lot of people.
Okay. And how do you feel how well are you portraying that right now? Do you feel like people get that from you?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
When people look at me, they always see somebody who's fun, outgoing, loving, caring, somebody who will kind of give the shirt off their back, somebody that people call to go ahead and get advice from, and to really kind of brighten their day. I have quite a few friends who will call me up here and there and, Troy, I'm going through this. How do you do it? And I try to give them as best advice as I possibly can, and hopefully help them along their journey as well.
Okay. So what is it that inspires your songwriting?
A lot of it's from personal past experiences, whether that's my own or some people who are very close to me. The death of my mom when I was younger, or the death of my grandparents and like their love and stuff like that, and losing my family and moving around so much and just not really having a whole lot kind of really just gives you a lot of emotion that you can put into songs, and I take a lot of life experiences and put it that way.
Okay. And what is it that you love about country music? Why country?
Oh, I don't know. It touches me. I mean, I can't turn on the radio, whether it's new country or older country, and not get a smile on my face. It was my mom's favorite music, and so it was ingrained in me when I was younger. And it's always just been something that's always kind of touched my heart and really kind of just brought joy and happiness to my life.
Now, do you listen to any other music?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
I listen to everything from rock to reggae to hip-hop to everything. I mean, music, I think, is the one thing that'll really brighten somebody's day, whether it's country or whether it's hip-hop or whatnot. When you turn on that song that really just kind of gets you out of that mood that you've been in, or that mode that you've been kind of running around like, oh, something's not going to work. And then you hear that song, or you hear that music, and it just brightens your soul. Music, I think, brightens people's lives.
I agree. I'm
not biased on any
agree.
not biased on any type of music.
So in country music, who is your biggest inspiration? Sorry.
Well, I mean, obviously George Strait. Gotta love the Love Heart. Classics with him. Garth Brooks, fantastic. Tim McGraw is somebody that I really look up to and respect because he did the whole country and acting and did a bunch of other stuff, building businesses and stuff like that. I really look at him kind of as inspiration. But I mean, a lot of these newer guys that are out there really getting it are fantastic. Like Eric Church, I love him. Jason Aldean, I think he's fantastic. Luke Bryan, of course. And then recently I went to a Chase Rice concert, and seeing him and the performance that he made was fantastic. Being a songwriter and lyricist that went out to Nashville like 4 years ago to try to make his dream happen, and now look where he is, and his music it's all his, and he wrote it from his heart, and he writes it about his experiences and what he feels and how he is, and I think he's awesome.
I love him.
Yeah.
He's amazing.
Yes.
Especially just so new. That's
right?
Crazy. Yeah. So what do you hope to achieve in the music industry?
I want to go ahead. I love to travel. I've been traveling for the last 10 years of my life, and I really enjoy traveling. But more importantly, I really like meeting people and really kind of like putting myself out there and helping people. And if I could go ahead and take my songs and really touch a few people, I mean, whether that's one or 10,000 people, a million people, I think that if I had one song that could really get down to somebody's heart and really pull out that emotion and really maybe change somebody's life, like that's what I want. It's my passion. It's my love. I've always been somebody who's jamming away to music. I drive around and I'm just belting it out in the radio, and it's just one thing that brings me joy. So if I could bring that to other people, I'd love that.
That's a good answer. That's amazing.
Thanks.
When people hear your name, what do you want them to think?
Oh, persistence. Like I said, I've been through a lot, and I keep pushing, and I never let anything really get me down. I mean, I have my moments here and there where you'll see me kind of just down in the dumps, but typically it's not very often. With how much stuff has really kind of happened in my life, to be so positive and upbeat, It's kind of one of the big things that a lot of my friends will say, I don't know how you do it. So I want people to really look at me and say, you know what, as long as you keep pushing and keep fighting and keep a positive attitude, I mean, there's anything is possible.
It really is. It really is. So would you be happy if one of your songs made it to number 1, but you weren't the one who sang it?
Absolutely. That'd be
Yes?
cool.
Okay.
Yeah. I'd love for somebody to go ahead and pick up one of my songs and just make it out there, like hear it on the radio the first time, be like, what? Oh, you did it right. Yes, that's my song, you know? Like,
Yeah.
I would love that if somebody just to grab one and just run with it and make it, you know, a little bit of theirs and keeping it the same way I wrote it would be fantastic, I think, yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I love the songwriting aspect of this is just amazing.
Yep.
So how do you believe the change in country music has affected the fan base?
Well, newer country compared to older country, I mean, I think it's brought in a lot more fans that might not have been country fans in the past because, you know, it's kind of more upbeat, more fast tempos, a lot different type of beats in there. But, I mean, I see it as a good thing, and I see it kind of as a hindrance of, you know, what true country and real, like, back old school country was. But, I mean, I don't think it's a bad thing. You know, I really do enjoy the newer, fast-paced, upbeat. I mean, I'd say I'm more older, traditional country with my songwriting. But, I mean, a lot of it has to do with how they're playing their guitars or what kind of music they're really bringing into it. Well, are they having stuff done on the computer or are they having stuff digitally analyzed and stuff like that? So, I mean, I like it.
Okay. Yeah, I actually just got into country music in 2008.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, before that, I was not a country fan.
Not a country
I don't know
fan.
what
See,
happened.
And it brings people in, and you know, and it's bringing people into really opening up to, oh well, shoot, I never listened to this music before, and I really like this. So I think it's broadening people's horizons and what they really think just all country is. Because I mean, we all grow up in different parts, whether we grow up in the city but we are country at heart, or you know, we grow up out in the sticks and you know we're down home country boys. You know, like it's not all one genre. We all are ourselves, and to change ourselves for something is, I mean, got to be true to you.
Okay, well that definitely brings me to the next question, which is if you got signed to a label and they wanted you to change, would you go there?
See, the thing is I'm me. I'm Troy Schmidt, and I'm myself. I don't see a reason to change who I am just for a label. I mean, I have a great personality and a great mindset and a great outgoing, I'm super outgoing. So to change my personality and stuff like that, I don't think. The look I have is my own look. You know, I'm not a cookie cutter one way or another. I'll dress however I want to. So I don't think anybody would really have a problem with who I am. If they were to ask me to, I don't think I would.
No, I mean, look at Taylor Swift. She didn't.
Yeah, exactly. Look where she went.
Exactly.
You know, she made herself.
Huge.
Yes, exactly. I actually saw her in Chicago back in 2007 in a free concert in Millennium Park. It was fantastic.
What?
Yeah, no, it was awesome.
I wish I could have.
There's so many people there. It
One
was
person I
awesome.
couldn't. I've never seen.
In Chicago, Millennium
That's
Park.
insane.
Thousands of people. Like right when she just came out. It was awesome.
I'd love to have that experience.
Oh, it was
That's
so good.
amazing. So, who and what shaped how you write and sing your songs?
I'd say, my mom. My mom was the biggest hearted woman you should ever meet in your life. She worked super hard. She got divorced when I was younger. We had a pretty bad childhood growing up with my dad being an alcoholic and abusive. And she really took us 3 kids underneath her wing and really just ran with it. She was so driven and determined that, and she always had that smile on her face. Her birthday was the day before mine, so we have a lot of the same characteristics of who we are. If you can beat us up, you beat us up, but there's always a smile on her face, and we're always pushing through it. So, that's kind of where I keep looking at when I'm looking at maybe writing music or with my daily life and, past experiences. I just kind of look at them and I really kind of see a story in a lot of them. And what I do is I try to go ahead and pull the story out and condense it down into something that will run well together, that'll sound well together, and that is staying true. So those are what I look at.
And what's one life event you feel changed your life the most? And do you have a song or two about it?
When my mom died. It's a harder topic for me. I haven't really sat down and really wrote anything about her death. I was actually laying there last night, and I was actually I couldn't sleep very well, and I woke up a little bit, and I kind of put out a couple different thoughts in my head, and like how that might work, And so there's definitely thoughts of that to write that. I'm not sure if I'm ready to go ahead and dive into that one yet. But when my grandparents passed as well, their love was something that you don't see nowadays, except for older couples. I wrote "Man of Your Dreams" because of them. My grandpa, every single time he saw my grandpa, he was always holding her hand, and he was a big Nordic man, and she was a short blonde Swedish woman, and she was his life. And when she passed away, he was sitting there at the casket and holding her hand, and he just kind of turns and looks at everybody and is like, "I'll still keep her, I'll still keep her," and just crying, and just "Grandpa." Everybody in there is just dying, and that's the type of love that we all want to find. I think sometimes we're too afraid to want it, so we try to go ahead and all these one night stands and all these things, just gonna go talk with all these women and all this stuff, and it's not really what you really want deep down. Mm-hmm. So I wrote that song about that, which is
I'd love to hear that one. I'd love to hear all of them, but
definitely.
That sounds like it came from a really good and real place.
Yes, it definitely does.